Hey everybody, it's Rob. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good today. Welcome to another episode of A Look at the Book. This is episode 23. And the book we're going to be taking a look at today is a little different than some of the other stuff that I have done. It's not technically a game book, but it kind of is. You guys have heard me talk about when I was a kid, the Choose Your Own Adventure books that I used to read, and Endless Quest books from D&D. And that's what today's episode is going to be about, is a newer Endless Quest book. And before we get into that, I'd like to jump right into the proverbial, hey, if you have not become a subscriber and joined our community yet, please consider doing so. Hit the notification bell and thumbs up so we can help circulate the videos to more people. We have a lot of great discussions on the videos, and if you want to discuss stuff with me privately, you can also hit me up on Rob's Game Group on Facebook. It's all one word. I'll put a link in the description. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about today. And it is an Endless Quest book, and they quit doing these for a long time, but the Endless Quest was kind of back in the days of TSR, their version of the Choose Your Own Adventure, and some of them, I believe, even had like rules for you to play it as a game. Like you had a random number chart in the back to represent rolling dice. A lot like the micro RPG books or RPG books are today. But your standard Endless Quest and Choose Your Own Adventure books didn't have mechanics for a game per se. They were literally just choose your own adventure. Now, I'm going to do this for the few people who may not know what that is. A Choose Your Own Adventure book is a book that sets up a story. You start reading the beginning of it, and then it starts presenting you with choices for that story. And as you are presented with these choices, it'll be like, well, if you want to fight the monster, go to page 20, or go to section 27. If you want to run away and try to hide, then go to page or section 43. And as you make choices, different things will happen in your story. And it might end good, it might end bad, so on and so forth. Now, a few years ago, obviously, Wizard of the Coast owns D&D now. Not TSR, but they did start putting out the Endless Quest books again, which were their version of the Choose Your Own Adventures. I didn't have a lot of interest in them, to be honest, because they are like most everything else. And I say most because not everything, but most everything else that WotC puts out for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons is focused on the Forgotten Realms. And before I get a bunch of hate mail, I don't hate the Forgotten Realms. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I mean, I read the Salvatore books and I did enjoy them, and I do think the Realms has had some great stuff over the years. I think I use this term loosely, but I think my dislike of the Forgotten Realms currently has more to do with the fact that I really wanted them to explore other settings more. And WotC just kind of came out with 5th edition, and they were like, hey, Forgotten Realms is our best-selling product, so we're going to focus everything on Forgotten Realms. And they have had other things. They've had the Curse of Strahd, which is, it's not a bad adventure. It's a revamp of the original I6 module that's been extended to be really long. And they've had one or two, maybe two, I'm not sure. At least one setting based in the Magic the Gathering universe, which WotC also owns. So that was only a matter of time. I did hear a rumor of this, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that they were going to do a Ravenloft set for Magic the Gathering, and if that turns out to be a fact, then I'll be buying some Magic the Gathering cards. Not so much to play the game, just to because it's Ravenloft, and I love everything Ravenloft. Not so much some of the new stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So they did do a little bit of that. They've put out now, or are putting out now, about to put out a setting book for Ravenloft as the Dim and Plains of Dread, and you can play places other than Barovia with Strahd, and that's fine. So they have touched on some other stuff, but we still haven't really seen much, and we may never, with 5th edition, see much with Dragonlance, Greyhawk, Dark Sun, any of these other settings that people have been screaming for since 5th Ed came out. And like I said, I don't hate Forgotten Realms. I just don't find it to be super exciting anymore. It does have some cool stories in some spots, but to me, Forgotten Realms seems very vanilla, and there's not a lot there that really appeals to me. So when they started doing these Endless Quest books, each one of their new Endless Quest books are simply choose your own adventures. There's no mechanics in them. It's just you're a character in a story, and like each one is based on a different character. Like, in Escape from the Underdark, you're playing a fighter. To Catch a Thief, you're playing a rogue. You're playing a wizard in Big Trouble. You're playing a rogue in the Mad Mage's Academy, and you're playing a cleric in Into the Jungle. And each of these is a character and places and everything set in the Forgotten Realms. So I didn't really have a lot of interest in it. My youngest son, who is 11, he owns a couple of them, and that's fine. He's interested in them. That's great. But I ran across one a few weeks ago on Amazon that did spark my interest, and that is Escape from Castle Ravenloft. Endless Quest. You're playing a cleric. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta check this out. And I think on Amazon this is like $7 or $8. So it's not expensive at all. Yeah, regular retail price on it for US is $8.99. And it says for ages 8 to 12. And I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a little older than 12. But I still had fun with it. So, and if I didn't think it was cool, I wouldn't be telling you about it. If you do like the Forgotten Realms, though, they have several other of these Endless Quest set in the Forgotten Realms. So, go check them out. I didn't particularly care for them. I haven't played any of them, but I didn't care for them in the fact that I never got them and played them because they were Forgotten Realms. But you give me one that's Ravenloft, and yeah, I'm going to check that out. So, this is Dungeons & Dragons Endless Quest, You Are the Cleric, Escape from Castle Ravenloft by Matt Forbeck. From the back of the book, Cleric Campaign. You have wandered into the mist-shrouded realm of Ravenloft and attracted the attention of the infamous Count Strahd, who has decided to make you one of his vampire spawn. Awakening in a bedroom in Castle Ravenloft, you must figure out how to escape the Vampire Lord's gothic lair before you fall under his thrall for eternity. Escape the vampire's lair. It just talks about the other books that you can get. It's an officially Wizards of the Coast licensed product, and it is put out. All these books are put out by Candlewick Entertainment. They are perfect bound books. This one clocks in at 122 pages. However, your story may not be that long. If you make bad decisions, your story might be 4 pages, 2 pages, just depends. So, a couple of things. Each of them has a picture of whatever character you're playing on the front cover. And they also have what I thought was weird. It's almost like a second cover, and each of them do this. So you open the book up and you have what looks like another cover for the same thing. And as opposed to some of the old Choose Your Own Adventure books, these are completely full color. So you open your story up, there's a full color picture of Strahd. I'm just going to flip through and show you a couple of these. Most of this is stuff from the current Curse of Strahd book. Now this does not follow the Curse of Strahd storyline from that book. This is a completely separate story. And some of the artwork is stuff that I have not seen. So I don't know if it's stuff that originally just wasn't used. But I mean, it's got some really good art in it. The pages are really good, thick quality. It's got art all the way through the book. And everything, most everything is full color. Some of it's black and white just because that's the way it was done. But, yeah. And then some of it is like, that's straight out of the Monster Manual. So, yeah, the book sets you up with you wake up in the castle, remembering that you were leaving somewhere in, I think, in Waterdeep, and ventured into a very foggy area. And you're really confused when you first wake up because now you're in the castle because you've been, swept up into Barovia. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's a choose your own adventure where you go through, you make choices, you try to escape. It has a lot of different endings. None of them that I have found have been really good endings. Some are better than others, but none of them are, happy puppies and flowers type endings, because it's a horror setting, and that's where you're at. It's supposed to be horror, and I really enjoyed it. I'm probably not going to go pick up the other ones just because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the realms. But getting a choose your own adventure endless quest for Castle Ravenloft is a lot of fun. It was a lot. It's a great time killer. If you got an evening where you don't have anything going on, grab yourself a hot chocolate or a cup of joe, sit back, flip through, read, cool little story. And for $8, it's definitely worth picking up. If you're not a fan of Ravenloft, I'm not sure why you clicked on this video, but if you don't like Ravenloft, then you probably don't want to pick this up. But if you do like the Forgotten Realms, there are at least 5, if not more, of these that they have put out. So just look on Amazon. You can probably find the other ones, or maybe check with your local bookstore like Barnes & Nobles, or your local gaming store may be able to get them. I'm not sure. But yeah, I did not know they had done one for Ravenloft, so I was really excited when I saw this, and I was like, oh man, that's great. So I jumped on it, and yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's a lot of fun. And if you're a Ravenloft fan, it's a great little addition to your collection for, less than $10. That is my look at the book, number 23 for Escape from Castle Ravenloft. If you got any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below, or like I said, you can hit me up on Facebook at Rob's Game Group, all one word, and I will put that link probably in here if I remember. And until next time, good gaming and good luck.